Hey guys, we got another video to do today. I got a subscriber, my friend Ryan, sent me a bunch of stuff and we're gonna check it out. It's a bunch of cool stuff. He sent me actually two packages that we are gonna talk about, and I have one of them right here. Bear with me, I got a whole bunch more hardware that I'm gonna be reviewing here this weekend. So, the first package, I got this box. PDP Mini Timbali. This is kind of neat. This is really kind of neat. I've never even seen one of these before. I didn't even know that they existed. But here it is. It's really nice. Chrome. Pacific Drums, PDP, Pacific Drums. It's a budget line brand from DW. And it has a post clamp, so you can put it on a 10.5 or 8.5, I'm not sure. And you can clamp that to your kit. Got a Ramon pinstripe head, which is actually a really cool head for this drum because it's kind of neat. You can see right through it. So this is a really cool thing. I'm gonna have to play with it. I've never really used one of these before. Now this is like a set. You get a set of timbales. You see those a lot in salsa music or cumbia, with two timbales, usually with a small cymbal and a cowbell or two cowbells. So thanks, Ryan. I'm gonna see what I can do with this. I'm going to see what I can do with that. And I got another box with a whole bunch of stuff. A whole bunch of really fun stuff. Let's see, it came with one of these. Kick port. Now these are pretty neat, and I may actually use this on a 24-inch bass drum that I have. I really need to put one of these on it and see what it does. With this ring right here, you put this ring on, and then this goes on. I will actually do a video when I install this kick port. So another cool item. And we also got this. This is like a snare. It's a snare. In marching band, you got quads, and usually this would be the smallest size. This is like, I think, a 6-inch. Comes with a drum key. Usually, this could be like a 6-inch, very high pitch drum on the quads, or I think it's 5. There's 4 drums, and then there's one small one, and then one really small one, like this. That's kind of neat. Like, I'm gonna have to play around with this for a while and give this a try. So this is cool. And another, definitely a cool product, Pearl Jam blocks. These are neat. Different colors. The red, I believe the orange is the low pitch. They come in green, which is middle pitch, and then I think the yellow is the high. I'm not sure. I have to go online and look. This is the Pearl Jam block, and these are cool in music. I actually go to a open jam here, and the house drummer for that jam has this exact jam block, this Pearl orange low pitch block on his kit. I actually used it a little bit. There's some songs. Now, of course, you wouldn't use this in a metal type of situation, but when you do funk or instrumental, maybe it'll be like a song that is hard rock and then it slows down. This is a great thing to hit between off time. Like, you can hit this off time and it just kind of adds to your sound palette. So thanks, Ryan. This is cool. I'm never going to get rid of this. This is going to come in handy one day. You never know. You can insert that sound just anywhere in a song when the music slows down or it comes down to an instrumental part, and you can do some fancy hi-hat, some splashes, and insert a in there. This is cool, man. I love it. Definitely a useful part. And finally, you know, I've been wanting one of these for years. The hat tambourine simply screws on to your hi-hat post. And this one here has a lot of jingles. A lot. They have single row. This one here, as you can see, it's a double row. So it's going to be very sensitive. Gives you that cool tambourine sound. Cool thing to do with this, obviously, we all know John Bonham had one on his hat. So you can insert, you can let that tambourine, you know, he hit it when he was doing his drum solo. Or, like I said, when you're pulling back from your drum solo and you're going very quiet, you could hit this chime just that one time. And that one shot of that tambourine is a sound in itself. And any drummer who's drummed a long time will pick up on that. You know, you can do some very light rolls on the snare, hit some light toms, and then one cymbal in there somewhere. It'll be cool. It'll be cool. You don't have to constantly do that to make this thing sound, you can just hit it once or twice and get that sound inserted in your solo. So thanks, Ryan. I really appreciate the gear here. And then I wasn't expecting this, but he sent me another package. And this is the coolest thing I have ever seen. The Pearl 10-inch M80 snare. This is a beauty. Look at that. I don't know what, this isn't a chrome finish. It's like a copper finish, if you would. It's got a very nice Evans coated head. Really cool head. And yeah, this is awesome. This is going to be a very cool instrument here. And this can be a side snare. It can sit kind of over here or wherever you want to put it. And if you're into drum and bass, this is the instrument right here. This is for drum and bass. Gives you that high, quick snap, so you can do that drum and bass style drumming, if that's something that you want to practice. And that is definitely something I want to start working on. It has a mount right here. See, there's a spring in there, so it will mount to a post. And he did even send me a post, a brand new post. A Pearl post. The Pearl PPS 37. This is the L-arm on a clamp used to mount cowbells, tambourines, jam blocks, anything. It can also mount this. This is a very, very nice part right here. Matter of fact, I'm going to do a review of this piece of hardware in another video because I have a whole bunch more Gibraltar pieces of hardware that I have gotten to finish up my Pearl Silver Sparkle rig that sits on the rack. I have a rack. Yeah, this is a very nice piece of hardware right here. So, thanks, Ryan. Really appreciate it, man, and I hope you enjoy that snare drum. That snare drum I found years ago on eBay, and I don't really know the story about that one, but I believe it's a Pearl. And the way it is the way that I got it. It had that Ramon Ambassador coated head on it. He even put a new snare side and wires. And apparently that snare drum was total ruins. I mean, it was nasty, dirty, dusty. He found it in an old barn. And he totally took all the furniture off of it. Pulled the heads off, pulled the lug casing, stripped it down, and he spent a ridiculous amount of time polishing that drum shell. Polishing it, and you can see it looks really good. He even polished up every single lug casing, every square inch of that thing. So Then he put it back together with the new heads and wires, and it's a really nice snare drum. So I picked it up because he was selling another Pearl steel snare, a modern steel snare. I picked up a modern one off of him that I needed to use, and he had that one for sale too. So I kind of got him on a deal, like I got both snares and I bought a hi-hat stand off of him. So that's how I came up on it. But that's a great snare. If you can use it. If not, just put it up somewhere. It may be a cool snare just to have. I have 8 snares in my collection. I mean, I don't have any more room for them. So I thought that I'd throw one your way. So yeah, thanks, bud. And I'm going to do another review of that part with all these other parts. And I am going to try to put this on that 24-inch kick drum. I am going to definitely try to do that. It actually needs it. Like you said, when I first played that kick, it was a little high pitch. It really needed to be tuned down a little bit, and it needed a porthole. Bass drum that has no vent, there's nowhere for the air to move. So when you hit the pedal, you can't bury the beater. It'll just sound like shit. You have to let off the beater, and when you do, of course, you get a lot of overtone, that boom. So I had to cut a porthole. I didn't want to. I tried to do it without any dampening or portholes, but it just wasn't working. So I cut a porthole, put a little towel in there, and it quickly shut that overtone down. So that was great. And this may actually help it too. So I'm going to give that a try. And thanks, man. This one's for you, Ryan, up in Colorado. You're way over in Colorado. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in another video soon. I got another one. I'm going to upload another one right after this one because I got to review these pieces of hardware and get them over to the studio so I can finish up the rack kit. I've also got a video coming up. I brought home my Roland TD25 E-kit, and not only have I brought it home, but I have converted it off the rack onto stands using a Pearl 3-way clamp and 2 Pearl multi-clamps with the Roland mounts. I'm going to show everything. I'm going to bring it out. I'm going to show everything that you need to convert your Roland into stands instead of the rack, like I did that Yamaha. The Yamaha kit is now at my church. I brought the Roland kit home because the Roland TD25 is an expensive kit, especially now that I upgraded the snare to a 12-inch snare, which gave me a 4th tom, which is a 10-inch. And I also picked up a drum monitor. I did a deal. There was a guy who was looking for a drum throne with a backrest. And I had one. I had a backrest on a Rock and Sock Lunar throne. Well, he wasn't really too crazy about the gas lift, so we ended up taking the backrest off of that Rock and Sock Lunar Throne and putting it on the Rock and Sock Spindle Throne. And in trade, I got a Simmons drum amp. And it is very nice. Like I said, I'll talk about it in that video. It's really an amazing amp. It is cool to play with the headphones, with eDrums, but if you have an amp, I mean, it's just as simple as turning the power on and you can play. And you can run your tablet with your music right into that amp. You can hear everything. You don't need a whole bunch of wires and mixers and equipment. And as far as a worship rig, I brought my Yamaha DTX to the worship stage, and there it sits in its beauty. That is a really nice looking setup with the other gear because it's on 3 pearl cymbal stands. Plus, I picked up a old school pearl hi-hat stand with the old style footboard, the old PD100 style footboard, the more squared footboard, and it looks really, really cool. Really, really cool. Used hi-hat stands that are heavy duty are getting hard to find now. Very, very hard to find good used heavy duty hi-hat stands. With the inflation, people are just they picked them all up. That one was just forgotten about, and it is in really good shape. So gang, 25 minutes. I've got to wrap this one up. Thanks again, Ryan, for the toys, the gear. I really like this blog, and I'm going to do another video here. I got a couple more videos coming up. I was really thinking that I was going to run out of stuff to talk about, but I got more parts. We got a video on the Roland coming up. And I also need to show my Pearl Zep kit in a video. I have not finished putting the furniture on that 22-inch kick drum, so as soon as I do, I'm going to do a video on that as well. So stay tuned, gang. I appreciate everybody watching, anybody commenting. You can comment and you can tell me how stupid this all sounds, or you can comment and say, hey man, this is great. I really appreciate all the comments, good or bad. Keep them coming in, and we'll see you soon.